All right, we're gonna move on to this weekend. We have the All-Star weekend in the NBA. Really, I think one of the more exciting All-Star weekends in sports. The Pro Bowl, which is really not that great. The NHL, which is exciting, but not a lot of people watch hockey, and baseball, which is pretty good. But the NBA really is the best. The rosters came out, about a week ago. Is there anybody on that roster that you believe does not deserve to be playing in the All-Star game?
I'd say Dirk. He came out and said it himself. I don't deserve to be on the team.
That's true.
So that's kind of I'm gonna lean with him on that, ironically. But I think he didn't really much. And I know the centers in the East aren't that deep, but really Roy Hibbert.
Mm.
He's not an All-Star player.
He is. I think he's a rising All-Star, definitely.
But there's not that many centers in the Heat, so that's why he's on there, and they need another center other than Dwight Howard. But he doesn't. When you hear him, he doesn't. All-Star doesn't pop into your mind.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm going to go to the East roster and say New York Knicks forward Carmelo Anthony does not deserve to be an All-Star, let alone a starter on the All-Star team. He got in purely based on the fact that he is Carmelo Anthony. The numbers just aren't All-Star like. They're not Carmelo Anthony like, and again, they're not All-Star like. 21.5 points per game, 4.2 assists, 5.8 rebounds. His shooting percentage is just awful. He's shooting about 40% from the field. It's okay, but it should be better if he's an All-Star. He's only shooting 30% from the three-point. Carmelo Anthony has got to, again, you mentioned him as the most disappointing player, and I honestly, I really don't think he deserves to be an All-Star, and neither really does Amari Stoudemire. Obviously, he was left off the roster, and that was the right move.
Yeah,
if anything, the only player on the Knicks that does deserve to be an All-Star is either Tyson Chandler or, of course, Jeremy Lin.
Also, another person that we can't forget about is Marc Gasol. I don't think he deserves to be on it. With his brother Paul on the other side, who I think should have gotten the nod over him, but who knows?
Well, yeah, that actually led us into our next question. Who do you believe did not make the roster and should have? I'm also going to go back to the East roster on this and say Josh Smith of the Atlanta Hawks absolutely should have made the roster. He even came out and said, I should have made it. His teammate Joe Johnson, who also did not deserve it, pulled out, I think, for an injury, and they replaced him with Rajon Rondo, who does deserve it to be on the team.
Yeah.
Rondo's numbers are very good. But Josh Smith is shooting 45.6% from the field, 15.9 points a game, 9.5 rebounds per game. He's having a terrific season. And, those are absolutely all-star numbers. Again, a guy like Carmelo Anthony does not deserve to be there. A guy like Josh Smith does. And, that is really just unfortunate that Josh Smith did not make the all-star team. Now, again, I mentioned earlier that NBA All-Star Weekend is one of the most exciting All-Star Weekends in sports, probably the most. What is your favorite part of the weekend?
I love the dunk contest.
Everybody loves the dunk contest.
It's so entertaining. It's kind of like, the home run derby of baseball. It's the must-see thing of the weekend because something spectacular is going to happen, whether it's, Blake Griffin jumping over a car, which I didn't think was the greatest thing ever.
Or Dwight Howard's Superman dunk.
Dwight Howard with a Superman cape jumping from the free throw line and throwing it through.
Yeah.
Pretty spectacular. So you just never know what's going to happen in these things. Mm-hmm. These guys are very creative. They spend a lot of time thinking about what they're going to do.
Absolutely. Iman Shumpert was already thinking about his.
Yeah. So, the creativity is just off the wall for these for this competition, which is a lot of fun to see as a viewer.
Yeah, it is fun. The announcers have a good time with it. You have all the players there; they have a good time with it. The fans have a good time with it. And the players participating have a great time with it. It's just fun. Like, it's loose. They get to, like, I saw one. I think it was Rudy Gay. He put a candle in a cupcake and put it on top of the basket.
Gerald Green, I believe.
Yeah, I forgot who
someone
it was.
on the Celtics that is. I
forgot who it was, but I remember somebody, they put a candle in a cupcake and put it on top of the basket, and when they dunked, while they were dunking it, they blew it out.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard then brought in a second hoop.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a really fun contest to watch. It's comparable to the NHL Skills Challenge. They have a shootout where the players really just do crazy stuff. I mean, remember this? Patrick Kane of Chicago Blackhawks went on his stomach and just slid the puck in with a stick. Again, it's fun. And it's really just amazing to see really how talented these players are.
Absolutely. You see a whole nother level of athleticism and creativity that you can't see just tuning in to watch, the Heat and the Knicks play. You're not going to see that type of creativity. So I think it brings a lot. it's a different aspect that we don't really get to see, and it brings it into the limelight for a night, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, now, staying on the topic of the dunk contest, actually, I personally was a little disappointed with who they chose. I mean, Derek Williams, Paul George, Chase Budinger, and actually originally Iman Shumpert. Now Iman Shumpert is pulled out because of a left knee injury, and now it's Jeremy Evans of the Utah Jazz. I mean, I saw this roster and I wasn't excited. I was excited as a Knicks fan to see Shumpert, and then Jeremy Lin was going to help him. And actually, Shumpert coming out earlier in the week, actually today, in the New York Post telling what his dunk was going to be, and he was actually going to do a play on the fact that Jeremy Lin was sleeping on his brother's couch, and he was going to bring in a couch and jump over the couch as his dunk. I mean, what do you think about?
I'm a little disappointed. They're not big name guys. Like, we all want to see, someone...
Blake Griffin, Dwight Howard.
Someone go up there and just amaze us. Not saying that these guys won't amaze us, but, I mean, I'm kind of disappointed. I mean, Derek Williams can definitely throw it down like no other. I'm expecting big things. He'd be my pick to win before we going in the weekend. But, I mean, I'm not particularly excited by any of these guys.
Yeah. Not like you were excited about Blake Griffin last year.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean... and I always want to see, like, LeBron. I'd love to see him.
And there was speculation about that,
There's speculation every year, and it never happens.
But that would be pretty awesome.
I just want to see it once. I mean, we see this guy put up amazing dunks week in and week out, and we've never seen him in the dunk contest. So, I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's
that other side that I want to see.
It just lacks, simply just lacks star power. I mean, am I going to still watch? Absolutely, because I love the dunk contest, and, it's going to be interesting to see what these, non-household names come up with. But, again, last year, a lot of excitement around Blake Griffin. Although, what is interesting about them not having that clear-cut star is that there's really no favorite.
Absolutely.
We don't really know who's going to win, so it does make it a little bit more interesting to watch. Like last year, everybody knew Blake Griffin was going to win that dunk contest.
Yeah.
There was no question about it, and then obviously he backed it up with some amazing dunks. But, I'm still going to watch it because I love the dunk contest.
Absolutely.
And I'm probably going to watch more than that. The Skills Challenge, the Rising Stars game, which actually I love what they're going with this year. I'm going to be excited to see Jeremy Lin play in that. And the three-point contest. But probably, honestly, my least favorite part, I don't know about you, but my least favorite part is the actual game itself.
I mean, I don't think it's my least favorite. I'd rather watch the game instead of three-point shootout and maybe the Skills Challenge. But... the game's a lot of fun just because you see, these high-flying guys. I know there's not a lot of defense, and, they put up 180 points.
Yeah, I mean, like, it is understandable because they don't want to get hurt, but...
Yeah, I think I enjoy seeing these guys go up and throw down, like...
But, it's just, like...
believe.
It's ridiculous because, I remember a couple years ago, like, you literally saw, like, the players literally, like, moved out of the way, so LeBron James just came straight down the middle of the court and threw it down. And it's just, like... it's cool to see that, but it's really just not... at least for me, it's really just not enjoyable. I do enjoy the three-point contest and the Skills Challenge because again, I think it's awesome to see really just how good these guys are.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be exciting this weekend to see like who of these no-name dunk contest contestants really comes out and steals the show.